The Philippine Senate has called for a formal probe into the arrest of former President Rodrigo Duterte and his subsequent handover to the International Criminal Court last week. The investigation was initiated by Senator Imee Marcos. Now, she is the elder sister of current President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. Ms. Marcos moving to defend Mr. Duterte's rights to due process, calling the issue one that has deeply divided the nation. Dozens of human rights activists have gathered near the presidential palace demanding that Manila rejoin the ICC. The Philippines was a member of the International Criminal Court until a pullout under Mr. Duterte's presidency in 2019.
Joining the ICC is the logical step forward after delivering Duterte to the ICC. If the Marcos government is serious in pursuing justice and accountability,
kailangan natin ang ICC para doon sa pagpapatuloy na ipaglaban yung mga biktima ng EJK at yung malawakang pagpatay sa mamamayan.
Meanwhile, Filipino advocates have released a report detailing violations of rights of labor organizers in the period between June 2016 and December 2024. The report, funded by the European Union, was launched by the Workers' Rights Watch. Trade unionists argue that this adds further weight to the ICC's case against Mr. Duterte. For more, CNA's Buena Bernal joins us live from Metro Manila. Bernal, what can we expect from the Senate's upcoming investigation into last week's arrest and handover of Mr. Rodrigo Duterte?
What was expected of this case before the International Criminal Court pretrial chamber is for it to be used as a political tool to shape public perceptions in the Philippines, especially given the upcoming 2025 midterm elections this May. That given that all eyes are on this case, then you can expect candidates to use the case to shape the political narrative to their advantage. And in this case right now, you see that by September 23, the confirmation of charges hearing a pretrial procedure where former President Rodrigo Duterte, now suspect of alleged crimes against humanity, will be able to hear and object to the charges against him. But even during his initial appearance before the chamber last week, you saw his legal counsel, Salvador Medialdea, already arguing that his arrest was a matter of political score settling by the administration of President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. So you have to understand that this can be used for campaigning this coming May elections. And true to form, these senatorial probes actually are for the purpose of aiding legislation. But there are certain quarters who view these investigations as mere grandstanding. And this coming Thursday, as initiated by the presidential sister and sitting senator and also senatorial candidate for the May elections, Imee Marcos, that probe into the Duterte arrest will commence. And it's actually advantageous for Senator Marcos to initiate this probe, given that she has not burned bridges with the Dutertes, which means that while she is able to retain the support base of the Marcoses, she's also able to get sympathy votes from the supporters of the Dutertes.
Now, Buena, also possibly shaping this narrative is this release of the labor union's report, given that it covers alleged rights violations that from June 2016 to December last year, and that covers pretty much most of the Duterte administration. How might this be linked to the case at the ICC?
It's another chain of killings that were committed under the term of former President Rodrigo Duterte. At least according to that Workers' Rights Watch report, 98 pages of them detailing, among others, that at least 97 trade unionists and labor rights defenders were killed during Mr. Duterte's term. And we spoke with lawyer Joel Butuyan, who is an ICC accredited Filipino lawyer, also serving as legal counsel for some of the surviving families of the drug war casualties, who said that if this chain of killings will ever reach the International Criminal Court, then it has to be filed as a separate case. He argues because the evidence for the ongoing case is really showing you issuances, government memoranda, verbal promises of immunity for cops from the presidential podium, and orders to kill from President Duterte in relation to the state campaign on the drug war, meaning to say that proving that the trade unionists' killings were a matter of state policy in order to reach the threshold of crimes against humanity would require a separate set of evidence. But lawyer Sonny Matula, who is the president of the Federation of Free Workers, also part of the Workers' Rights Watch, argued that right now their priority is to pressure government to convene a task force or a body that will investigate these 97 killings locally first. And should that fail, or should the government fail to prosecute these cases, then that's the time that raising it before an international body would be an option. The report also calls on government to provide a legal remedy called writ of manggagawa or writ of workers, so that these workers can go to the Supreme Court directly whenever there are violations of rights related to freedom of association in the course of them doing their job.
Oh, thanks. Buena Bernal there, looking at a report out today on the alleged violation of labor rights that could add weight to what's happening against the former leader, Rodrigo Duterte, at the ICC.